The wind howled across the dry plains, carrying dust and loneliness in equal measure. Caleb Turner had grown used to both. For years, the lone rancher lived on the edge of nowhere, a small, weather-beaten ranch tucked between endless fields and a fading horizon. He spoke little, trusted less, and needed no one. At least that's what he told himself, until the day he rode into town. The market was louder than usual that morning. Traders shouted over one another, animals bleated, and people gathered around something unusual near the center square. Caleb frowned, tying his horse to a post. He didn't like crowds. But curiosity nudged him forward. "What's all this?" he asked a man standing nearby. The man shrugged. "Auction. Folks selling labor and other things." Caleb pushed closer, and then he saw her. She stood on a wooden platform, thin, tired, her clothes worn but clean. Her dark hair fell loosely over her shoulders and her eyes. They didn't beg. They didn't cry. They endured. A man shouted, $20. "Anyone? She's strong, works hard." Caleb's jaw tightened. "Where'd she come from?" he asked. "From overseas, they say," someone replied. "No family, no papers, no choice." The auctioneer slammed his hand. $20 going once. I'll take her." The words left Caleb's mouth before he could stop them. The crowd turned. The auctioneer grinned. "Sold." She didn't speak as Caleb led her away. Not when he handed over the money. Not when he untied his horse and offered her a ride. "Can you understand me?" he finally asked. A small nod. "Good, what's your name?" She hesitated, then softly said, "May." Caleb nodded. "I'm Caleb." Silence followed as they rode back toward the ranch. The journey took hours. The sun dipped low, painting the sky orange and gold. Finally, as the ranch came into view, May spoke again. "You bought me," she said carefully. Caleb shifted in his saddle. "Yeah." "Why?" He didn't answer immediately. "Didn't like what I saw," he said eventually. "Figured you deserved better than that." She was quiet for a long moment. Then she asked the question that stopped his heart. "Will you let me go?" Caleb pulled the horse to a halt. "What?" "When we reach your home," she continued, her voice steady but fragile. "Will you set me free?" The wind seemed to vanish. "You want to leave?" he asked. She looked down. "I don't belong to anyone. I don't want to be owned again." Her words hit harder than any storm. Caleb had spent his life alone, but never truly understood what it meant to be trapped. He exhaled slowly. "I didn't buy you to keep you prisoner," he said. "You're free the moment we step onto my land." May looked up, surprised. "Truly?" "Truly." When they reached the ranch, Caleb helped her down. "This is it," he said simply. She stood there, staring at the small house, the open land, the quiet. "You can go wherever you want," he added. "No one's stopping you." May didn't move. Minutes passed. Finally, she asked, "If I stay, can I work? Earn my place?" Caleb blinked. "You don't owe me anything." "I know," she said. "But I want to stay. Not because I must, but because I choose to." That was the first time Caleb saw something in her eyes other than survival. Hope. Days turned into weeks. May worked alongside Caleb, tending animals, fixing fences, cooking meals that slowly filled the empty house with warmth. She laughed sometimes. Quiet at first, then freely. And Caleb? He found himself speaking more, smiling more, living more. One evening, as they sat on the porch watching the sunset, May spoke again. "When you bought me, I thought my life was over." Caleb looked at her. "And now?" She smiled softly. "Now I think it just began." Caleb nodded, his voice low. "Funny thing is, mine too." The wind still passed through the plains, but it no longer carried loneliness. It carried something new, something neither of them expected to find, a home